So good evening everyone and welcome to today's session of Saturday Talk by Technologies. We have Shri Murali Sundaram ji today. A little brief introduction about Murali ji. Murali Sundaram is a technology consultant with over 25 years of experience in the IT industry. He has worked with variety of clients including corporations, governments and institutions. Murali ji is an expert in emerging technologies such as generative AI, cloud computing, AR, VR and digital transformation. He is also a skilled architect, designer and developer.
The most talked thing about today's technology is generative AI. Of course, in short form, it's ChatGPT, Google Bard, and things like that. So today's talk, I'm focusing more on the outline. You don't have to necessarily know the internal architecture. Why is it being followed with such a wide adoption, and how people are benefiting out of that, and how it is helping every walk of a professional life. If you remember Mark Anderson's statement on software, you say software eats the world. It's becoming now the generative AI, and how it has democratized knowledge, and how it has helped engineer anybody to be able to develop engineering solution, and that is catching up in a very big way. So with that as an introduction, let me go into that. Right. So the generative AI at core is at most a singularity point, you can say. Singularity point is in technology, you are at one spot and you will be able to go to any other spot from that point. How you are able to do that is through communication, either any of the language, English or even local languages. Even in that space, it is becoming very effective and very good at it. We will see that in a short while. So if you are able to describe your needs and you are able to get the output in form of text, summary, knowledge bits, audio, video, music, or even a little bit complicated things like coding, architecture, recommendation, strategy. So it has the complete knowledge of the humanity that was put out there. So because of that, it's becoming a very useful tool for anybody. We will look at the adoption metrics in a short while. So it's able to identify the learning pattern in a data set from the existing content, and it's able to generate new output, whether it's an image or audio, video, programming, everything it's able to do that. So, with among those expectations and excitement, there are few people who are fully into GenAI. There are few people who are giving a very strong criticisms on that. One of them is the well-known philosopher slash linguist Noam Chomsky. He named it, stochastic parrot. So how it's able to collect all the knowledge bits and sound bits and put together a meaningful answer for the query. He calls it a stochastic parrot. Why does he call it? And what is the implication of that? We will see in a short while. So what it is able to do is you are able to get even the toughest one. Let's say you want to learn about Hindustani music or even practice some of it, or Carnatic music, Western classical, gamelan. Any of the toughest job or art or science or creative element that you have, you are able to quickly latch onto it and figure it out, as to how to execute it as well. So that is the power of the GenAI. So let's talk a little bit more. Most of you might have tried a little bit. Most of you gotten exposed to that. If it is not, just sit back and enjoy the ride. And I think you will be able to appreciate some of the beauty and benefits out of that. Don't worry about the slide pack. I will share it with you guys. It's a PDF, open source kind of a framework with which I work. So there are no copyrights on that. You will be able to leverage it and use it freely whenever you want, wherever you want. right? And a lot of data is getting used into that. And the architecture is the transformation model, transformer model that is getting used in this. And we can go a little bit deeper if you are getting to understand the operations of transformation model. Let's not worry too much about that. And it's working on something on attention mechanism. And the operations are known as the pre-training and fine-tuning. So the GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Model. So most of the content in the web, wiki, archive, medical journals is taken as the base material, and it is getting pre-trained on the way the sentence was structured, the sentiment analysis on that, summary on that, several natural language processing algorithms applied to that. And the fine tuning is the part when you ask for a specific question, whether it is automobile engineering or it is about robotics or about programming language, then you need to adjust and do a fine tuning on the data. And that is as well done in the corpora, if you will. And then you have a tokenization mechanism in smaller units to make sure that the work is measured and you are able to build a monetizing capability into that. And you have layers of transformers and parameters. Normally, these parameters are called, that is the one that defines about the LLMs. For example, something like an OpenAI LLM or Google Bots, Palm LLM. These kind of LLM, if you look at it, they have billions and trillions of parameters, which is encoded into the transformer. And that is the one that is giving the acceleration in the innovations for you. And the contextual embedding, when you are asking a query, whether it is about literature or whether it is about a particular scientific research, it's able to fix the context. You don't have to necessarily keep repeating the question. For example, you can ask it to generate a resume for your base experience as a programmer or a technology lead. And then you can say, apply the same thing. What if you want to become a CEO of a company? What are the key elements that I should be looking for? These kind of context awareness, it's able to address it in a very effective manner. Inference through the next word prediction, and adaptability through the natural language understanding, translation, Q&A, and summary without a need to change the architecture of the corpus or architecture of the user delivery engine, if you will. So these are very innovative one that becomes instantly available for us, if you will. Now I'm going into the what is known as the outside-in perspective. Why do we need that? This is from a management guru by name Clay Christensen, and he says the innovation, the most of the bigger corporation get into what is known as the innovator's dilemma. So business is at the front end. So the investors are pushing you only for what you are really good at it. So if you are very good at doing a business, you follow that business. You don't have time for doing innovation. So the innovation is done by smaller people, and that's how you can see even in the larger ecosystem, the startups and the unicorns are more successful than probably even the bigger one. The biggest case maybe that somebody like OpenAI, which is comparatively small company, is able to disrupt somebody like Google, though they also have been working on LLM for a long time. But they are the one that actually chased them or moved it more towards GenAI and LLM. So with that as a background, I hope you are able to see it. So you could see, right? These are generative AI in which many companies are working, right? These are startup companies. So each system is having separate solutions. And what you see in smaller font at the bottom are the models that are already existing. So you will be able to, you don't have to develop any models. Data, model, everything is available. You just have to adapt it and do it. How do you do it? There are few of the tools that has the user interface already. You will be able to completely use it through query, or you have APIs and tokens by which you will be able to leverage that. And where are they using it? Here is the one that is giving a broad category from text to text, text to video generation, text to image generation, text to code generation, text to what is the hold on 1 second, text to 3D, and text to speech, and other categories you are able to see. And even within that, they are focusing more on this area, and that's where tuning is happening. For example, there are companies that is focusing only on marketing solution. So if a company is looking for marketing solution, normally whether it's a strategy or addressing the market, addressing what are your special capabilities and things like that, they're able to rapidly, when I say normally a marketing campaign, if it takes about 3 to 4 months for you, they're able to do it in 2 weeks. That kind of acceleration you're able to do. You're able to do it in marketing, you're able to do it in knowledge, general writing, AI assistance, sales, and supervision, and other activities. And video, you're able to do uh, personalized videos or market contents and things like that. In code generation, you're able to generate code, text to SQL, and test cases and plans and new architecture and support and other activities. And similarly in image generation, and you are able to generate uh, any of the video that you want to do, and and similarly in speech, again, speech, I think, 2 3 years back when Alexa had come, you've seen that tremendous switch also. There was also solution where they were saying there was no need for user interface. If the customer requirement is just a question, you are able to deliver service, no app to deliver, no app to download, you're able to deliver services in an effective manner. So those are the kind of solutions and the improvement that we are seeing in a very effective manner. So, that's where we have to be looking at it. So if you are thinking of solution in a very rapid way, you have the solution available, you have the model available, you have to have your data. And sometimes if the data is not available, then you use generative AI to even develop the data. So those are the kind of benefits you are seeing. So you're able to see it in a much more effective manner. And I'm helping few of the services company. It's a company by name ProLab. They are into telecom service area. They are thinking that they are able to do or scale up into customer service area in a very comprehensive manner. They will be able to disrupt the IT services. The new layer of IT services will have a large number of virtual agents and a reasonable optimal number of human agents, and you are able to deliver the overall managed services in probably one half the cost, if you will. So it is happening at the text to text, text to video, text to code level, web app development, documentation are some of the things people don't want to do, and the voice synthesis, 3D generation, 3D models, gaming. I mean, almost any of the platform that you are thinking of, if you want to leverage from describing what you have as an idea and to a particular product or a solution, there are capabilities that are available, and you will be able to use them in a very effective manner. And that is what is covered in this at the solution level. This is happening already already in the market, if you will. I'll go to the full screen mode now. So this is about the solutions available from the functional perspective. Even generative AI, you can split it into two parts. One is, that will help you in defining the tool, software tool or mechanical tools or automated tools. It will generate commands for those tools and script for the tool. Second is a functional tool where you may be a designer, engineer, accountant, legal expert. you can take advice on critical, complicated situation, and it will be able to comprehensively define the outcome or strategy and approaches for you, right? Now, this is more from the architectural level. This and the next one is looking at it from the architectural level. So, so you have the platforms and you have the individual activity like code generation, documentation, customer support, and the general writing that you have, marketing and sales and things like that. And then you have a bunch of other capabilities, image editing, um, design, and text to image, these kind of various activities that you are able to get out of the generative AI. A bunch of companies are already doing it. What it is able to do effectively for you is even accelerate that speed of, if you need a service that is to be available, you can use the generative AI tool to do it, or you can have an existing prepackaged tool and you will be able to rapidly leverage and develop the solution. So the future of architecture or solution architecture, according to Anderson Horowitz, which is a very big VC company, is that in future, all the user interface that the enterprise system are using may go away, and the user may have to just ask a particular service either in simple language that he or she is used to, and an application will be rapidly developed from the back end. It's able to collate the data together and will deliver the service. That is the level of architecture you will be able to see. And you will see this in this particular slide where the infrastructure is defining, whether at the architectural level, the CPUs are moving to GPUs, and NVIDIA is becoming the biggest trillion-dollar company providing the GPU architecture. Government of India is looking at 25,000 GPUs to be ordered for all our, Gen AI capabilities. And you have the cloud infrastructure guys who is consolidating and integrating all the computational infrastructure, because there are a lot of computation that needs to happen in LLMs and AI, if you will. And then you have the various foundational model. You have text LLMs and NLP, image models, video model, audio and speech model, and tool services. These are there at the second layer. The third layer is where you have a variety of application where you can, it's all focused on text-based. Text does not mean the text alone. It also means the programming code, numerical machine code, anything that may be codified, that is also included into that. From general search all the way up to knowledge management and such summary search. And then you have image and sound focused one. From image video tools to full stack application is available. And which industry it is applicable to, from design and fashion to biotech and pharma. The biotech and pharma is an interesting one. The actual research, applied research, if you want to find the new molecule for your pharmaceutical application or even vaccine application, normal cycle time is around 18 to 24 months. It's able to reduce it to 9 to 12 months in terms of simulation, validating it, and quickly verifying it, and things like that. In new material advancement, there is tremendous research going on, and it's helping it in a very effective manner. And even in mathematical proof, Chennai Mathematical Institute have said that they've used PALM extensively. Siddharth Gadgil had given a lecture on in music academy. They had something like science at Sabha, and he had also talked extensively. So there are no industry that is not touched by LLMs and Gen AI. That is the level it's impacting, and everybody will have to, like 10 years before, people will have to answer one question: why haven't they moved to cloud? I think 1 year from now, one question they have to answer is, why haven't they adapted LLMs? That is the level of impact that we are looking at it. Okay. Now, a quick one is that this is showing the various time it has taken for various popular application to reach 100 million users, right? And you will see the ChatGPT has reached 100 million users in 2 months, just 2 months. And it's almost like the new electricity, right? In order for you to use electricity, you don't have to necessarily know about how electricity works. You're able to use it and get benefit out of that. So the knowledge light is on, and it's able to democratize everyone. And the adoption is coming only because it is being used for so many people. It's being very useful for. So that is interesting to note as well. This is a quick summary of when you want to use LLMs, where does it get used, and within an enterprise, where are the places I can actually use it? From creative writing to programming language to brainstorming to image, machine commands, architecture, and estimates. So the area is very, very wide. You will be able to use it anywhere that you want. So that is the power of Gen AI, that the corporates will have to look at it from the strategic level, if you will. And interestingly, most of the technology, you need to look at maturity, people availability, technical capability, and things like that. What is happening in Gen AI is that you could start from anywhere, just like, it's my popular quotation, just like the Newton-Raphson method for identifying the roots of an equation. You can draw the equation, draw the tangent anywhere, figure out the spot, and keep drawing the tangent, and you will be able to get to the solution in an effective manner. There's nothing that stops you from starting it today and have an effective generative AI solution embedded and integrated in your day-to-day activity for your own productivity, innovation, exploring blue ocean, or even moonshots. Those are the kind of capabilities at it, right? And is it all bed of roses? Are there no challenges or hotspots, if you will? Yes, there are many hotspots there. The fundamental technology is stochastic. Remember Noam Chomsky's warning about stochastic parrot. The challenge is it is the probable outcome that is leveraging neural net to give you variety of texts and outputs for you. So the truthfulness of the output itself is probability based and not accuracy based. So the computation itself is moving towards probability based. So the accuracy leans on the professional who is delivering on it. So you need to be very much worried about what are the accuracy and what are the biases and what are the steps that is taken into that. And towards that, steps are explainable AI, ethical AI, and responsible AI. Explainable AI explains the algorithm steps in an explicit and understandable manner to evaluate the validity in the larger social context. Ethical AI is to connect with the ethics and do the fine tuning for operations and equity, just if you will. Responsible AI is more on the compliance side is working on. So these are important points that we need to bake into our solutions as well. So these are the quick ones that I wanted to cover. And next 4 or 5 minutes, I'll cover some of the appendix I've given, right? And this is the application landscape. What are the solution you will be able to develop? The new stack of solution or architecture, how will it look? And if you are looking for specific parameters and functional area, and what are the kind of metrics that you have in terms of developing and giving you a solution is captured in this. This is in the McKinsey report, and you will be able to check it out, where each of the sectors is on the left-hand side. And what is on the top is the functional area where you will be able to see software engineering and marketing and sales are the people who are using it very effectively. That is, in the business, you can look at it as top line or bottom line savings, top line revenues. Whichever drives your organization, you can try to make business sense out of it. That for that purpose, we're having this particular one. This is a brief overview of the various LLMs that are there. And center, you have the various companies that are working on it. You will see Google investing on several of the LLMs here. And you also have OpenAI and Microsoft and NVIDIA. And you also have cloud. And What is interesting is Bloomberg financial organization. They built their own GPT, which is called FinGPT at the open source level, and it's called Bloomberg GPT. Fascinating product. Take a look at all of them. Most of them are open source. Some of them are licensed, so you can, depending on the efficacy, you can leverage and use it. And different LLM case for various industries. And in healthcare, tremendous use cases are there. And if you go into the individual activity and what solutions are there and what LLMs are there is captured in this particular diagram. This is again a McKinsey report that has given extensive companies and the LLMs that they are working on. And I've also given specific application and example use cases and the kind of prompt that you can give. The new field that is emerging is called the prompt engineering, and prompt engineering are very hard commodity here. Who knows how to nudge the engine to get the desired output? So there are various prompt templates that are available. So those are the things I've given. And the technology flavor itself, I've quickly covered fundamental technology and applied technology journey. Talks about user interface, machine learning, and compute capability on the quantum side. And applied technology, you have microbiome and healthcare, space technology, and robots, drones and robots. So, these are appendix material. Feel free to use it. I'm just keeping a watch on the time. I think I'm right on the dot on giving 10 minutes for question and answer. It's a very dense material. Don't worry about it. You have this material and you will be able to refer it at a later point in time if you want.
Murali, this is Arun here. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Arun. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. You talked about what do you call specific learnings, etc. Like, for example, generator and also discriminator, etc. How do we define the guardrails? Because I keep hearing this buzzword guardrails, whereas we keep on one hand we are contextualizing an LLM. For example, biomedical there is an LLM, finance there is an LLM, etc. So how do we? I mean, are there guidelines for the guardrails? That's my question.
Okay. That's a very good question, Arun. So the guardrails are addressed by, remember, towards the end, I covered something on the ethical, responsible, explainable AI. So the guardrail will have to be a process, Arun. It won't be a magic pill that you will have to build on that. Actually, while you are building the LLM, you can debate about it and build guardrails to make sure that are implemented. I mean, even in ChatGPT and Google Bot itself, you would have heard of stories where it has gone off the rail and people have observed it and they've developed the guardrail systems back into that. And while you're building, you can build something and you need to have a feedback mechanism to make sure that when you are able to identify and measure off the guardrail behavior, you need to nudge it back into the forum. And this may have to be done at the architectural level than at the implementation level. That will be my approach. I hope I answered your question.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we have one question from Ajay Gehiji. Ajay, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. I would like to know the usage about this technology in tiny enterprises, whether tiny enterprises can adopt this technology and in what areas, and what is the resource that we can look forward to learn and adopt this technology.
Can you repeat the question, sir? I understood which area. Did you say Tamil?
We are a small tiny enterprises.
Tiny enterprises.
So
very good. Good. I talked about small enterprise. Larger corporations are doing that, and most of the corporations are aiming at individual. At some level, individual is nano level. It's not even tiny, right? So individual can benefit out of it. Tiny enterprises are, you can say, micro and mini enterprises, can they use it? I think so. I think you can use it for your workflow or activity, depending on the different engineering components that you have, right? So enterprise level, if you is fully digitized, then there is a lot more benefit you are likely to have. If you're not at all digitized, even then, in terms of compliance, in terms of your strategy, innovation that you can adapt, there are different parts you may be able to activate it. And if you're looking for aggressive digital transformation, looking for expanding it, looking for building a good connectivity system, there also you'll be able to use it. A short answer to that is yes, sir. You will be able to use it as well.
What are the resources for us that we can, look forward to learn, train ourselves, and adapt?
So I would point you at the existing LLMs. There are 4 that are very popular: ChatGPT, Google Bard, Anthropic Cloud. There are many that are out there, and some of them are free services. And if you want additional capability, you may have to pay a nominal fee. I don't know whether it is nominal or not, but there is a fee for that. So if it makes business sense for you, you can subscribe to that. Otherwise, you use only limited free services. You are able to, just like electricity and cloud, cloud, if you are able to use it in a as a service mode, you may be able to use as a service capabilities on some of the LLMs as well. They use something called as a token, so, right? So depending on usage that you have, they charge you only for that. And you need to figure out whether it is cost effective for your solutions in an effective manner.